All right, welcome to semi-final day for the ladies. We've got two big semi-finals coming up. It's weird only having two matches a day because we've been watching like 9 matches a day. And now we've only got two matches today. And then tomorrow we've got two matches. We've got men's semi-finals tomorrow. And then we've got the men's and women's final at the same day, which I really do like. I think that I wish more 1,000, 2-week 1,000s would do the finals on the same day, not spread them out. On the slams, do what they have to do. But I don't know. I like the two finals in the same day. If they just figured out how to do the quarterfinals not on the same day, that would be great. I think that would be a perfect draw. Maybe do the semifinals all on the same day. Quarterfinals over 2 days. 4 matches. I don't know. But I do like the finals on the same day. That's going to be Sunday. Weather looks a little bit overcast. Interesting. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? Are we ready for Sabalenka Noskova? That's what we're starting with. And then we've got the match between Raducanu and Svitolina. Interesting, very interesting matchups. Probably, we're going to be realistic, Sabalenka Raducanu win. They're the favorites, but hey, you never know. Svitolina's had a great year. Noskova's been playing really well this week, so let's see. Let us see. Now, let me have a look at when the finals are. Also, does anyone know when the draw is coming out for Miami? I know it's supposed to come out Monday, I think. Maybe. Does anyone have any idea? When are the finals of this tournament? So I can schedule. Plan my day. There's no way the women's finals on 11 a.m. It can't be right. Is it? When's men's final? Men's finals at 2 p.m. Okay. 11 a.m. final. That can't be right. That can't be right. That's like it first thing in the morning. Yeah, Monday? Okay, yeah. Are they doing that silly... We're going to do men's draw on one day and women's on the day before? Or can they do the draw on the same day, please? Can we just not... We don't need to drag it out. We don't need to do that. So wait, hang on. What time am I waking up for the finals then? Alright, so that's... Okay. So 5 a.m. final and 8 a.m. final. Alright. Cool, I guess. That's weird. It's 11 a.m. final, first thing in the morning. It's weird. But hey, I guess so. Maybe there's some reason for that. Rumors for both in one day. I mean, that would be insane. That would be a massive win for Miami, and also streaming it. But I don't think they'll stream it. Didn't they last year? They put it on, like they released it on TV or something, right? With some weird. They did something a little bit different last year. Anyways, let's get to this match. So they played once before. We actually watched the final in Brisbane, I think, or Adelaide. Adelaide. The final in Australia that these two played, and Sabalenka won straight sets. It was the first big final for Noskova. And she, Sabalenka was still pre-Grand Slam Sabalenka. Sabalenka hadn't quite, she was only a couple of weeks away from winning the Australian Open. So they've both come a long way since they played first time. Sabalenka, by the way, if she does make the final, she'll become the first world number one to make consecutive finals at Indian Wells on the WTA side, which is pretty incredible. She's also won 9 1,000 titles. If she wins this, she'll make it 10, which puts her in the same league as Azarenka, Swiatek, and Serena, who have all won 10 plus at the 1,000 level. And I guess that's the 1,000 level being from 1990 onwards, because that's when sort of that WTA 1,000 kind of came around. Sabalenka's also got a 6-1 record against top 20 players this year, with Raducanu the only player to beat her this year from the top 20. So it's going to be a big ask for Noskova to try and get the win here. Noskova, by the way, this is her second 1,000 semi-final. She made the semi-finals last year in Beijing. Made the final, lost to Anisimova. She has beaten the world number 1 before. That was against Swiatek back in the Australian Open a couple of years ago. Was that 2023? Yeah. So, both of these two ladies played before the Australian Open 2023, and then both of them had a really good Australian Open. Noskova also trying to become the second Czech player to make the final of Indian Wells after Sukova made the final in 1990. She's the third Czech player to make the semifinals of Indian Wells, and if she does win this match, if she does win the title, she'll be in the top 10. If she wins this match, she'll be number 11, which is a career high. So there you go. There are some fun facts. Now, how are we doing? Sabalenka's a bad matchup for Noskova. Well, I'll tell you, Noskova's hit the most aces this week out of everybody, and that includes Raducanu. So Noskova's serving very, very well. That's going to be obviously the big part of her game that she needs to do well if she's going to get the upset win here. Sabalenka, she played well yesterday. Probably yesterday was her toughest match. Noskova's toughest match was the Castella match in the third round, where she played for like 3 hours or 2.5 hours. So yeah, and when you think of Noskova, Noskova have a similar style. Big serving has to work for Noskova. She has to hold serve, but also big ground stroke like what Umboko. So Umboko, it's great preparation for Sabalenka, I guess, to get Umboko and then play Noskova because they're very similar. In that, they like to do the same things. But also, it's good for Noskova because Umboko was Sabalenka's toughest match. 1 hour, 49 minutes for 2 sets yesterday. 2.5 hours for the Castella match. So, Sabalenka, she got a bye in the first round. She took on the 136 in the world, Saket Sumer. Won in straight sets. She beat Christian, the 35th player in the world, in straight sets. She beat Osaka in straight sets, who was 16 in the world. And then she obviously beat Umboko, number 10 in the world. And then Noskova, she got a bye in the first round. She took out Monero, the 50th player in the world, in straight sets. She then beat Castella in 3, 38 in the world. She then beat Eala in 3 in straights. That was her quickest match and best match of the tournament. 32 in the world. And then she beat Gibson, who was 112 in the world. So, yeah, she's had a bit of there's been a progression for Sabalenka, slowly getting higher ranked opponents. This is the first time she's playing someone lower ranked than her previous opponent. And it was working that way for Noskova until she went backwards to Gibson, and then she's now gone up to Sabalenka. So a little bit of a weird run. She probably would have rather played Eala and then like Palini and then Sabalenka instead of playing Gibson, who's going down playing a quali and then going back to the world number 1 is a big difference. So there you go, chat. That is all that you need to know for now. And then, of course, straight after this, second semi-final between Svitolina and Raducanu. But how are we doing? What are we up to? What has happened? By the way, chat, I went outside yesterday and actually wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. All things considering, it was good. It was good to get outside. I survived. How was the footy? I don't know. I don't know. Don't remember. All I remember is that in the first quarter, my new favorite player kicked 2 goals and he won me $30. So I'll take that. Sam Durham kicked 2. And I'm like, yep. I don't remember. And by the way, chat, tennis follows me everywhere. Pat Cash was there. I saw Pat Cash. I didn't go up to him and say hi or anything because he was just walking with headphones on. He didn't want to be bothered. But he walked past and it's like, oh, that's Pat Cash. And then he goes for Hawthorn. So we were going for different teams, so it probably would have been awkward anyway. But yeah, Pat Cash goes for the team that my team got beaten by. But yeah, he was there. I was like, I can't escape tennis. It's like, hey, Cashy, tell us about the state of Australian tennis. That's funny because he's talked about it. No, he didn't have a checkered bandana. He was just wearing a nice suit, he was just wearing like normal clothes and had headphones on. You probably got a reminder on what and why do not go outside. What do you mean? It was good. Outside was fine. Probably wasn't him. No, it definitely was him. Definitely was him. He doesn't wear that checkered headband in public. Like he doesn't wear it. He doesn't wear it walking around the city. Watching tennis at midnight on a Friday night for the 1,000th time. I need to touch grass. Nah. You don't. Touch grassing is overrated. Touching grass is overrated. He has to wear it all the time. Fair enough. Good day for Sanchez. Let's go. Here we go. Who's winning this? I'm going to go Sabalenka in a close straight sets. I reckon she'll clutch it. But I think Noskova is going to be interesting it's going to be interesting to see how she competes against the best player on the planet. She's obviously beaten Swiatek before. Noskova is we know how good she is. We've witnessed that through the years. And this is obviously the toughest test. By the way, very overcast in I thought today was supposed to be hot. I guess not. 15 love? Or was that tomorrow? Is tomorrow supposed to be hot? 15 love. Sabalenka takes the first point. Noskova's record against top 10 players, 11 wins, 19 losses. She's beaten the world number one once. That was against Swiatek at the Australian Open. She's actually played the number one time 4 times. This is her 5th time. All of those were against Swiatek previously. She's won 1 and lost 3. Has pushed Swiatek in Miami a couple of years ago to a 3-setter. So hasn't always been, hasn't always been great against the number one, but she also has had a couple of good results. She's beaten the number 2 in the world once, where she beat Ons Jabeur back in 2023. That was before she played Sabalenka in the final. She did play Sabalenka, who was number 5 in the world at the time. Pegula was number 5 when she beat her in Dubai last year. She also beat Andreeva last year on the grass, beat Pegula last year in Beijing in the semis, her only other semifinal at a 1,000. And Sabalenka's a 40 love. I'm saying this quick because Sabalenka's already at 40 love. And she also beat Kazatkina, number 8 in the world, Zhang, number 9 in the world, Kvitova, who was 9 in the world in Cincinnati back in 2023, and Sakari, Badosa, and Ostapenko all throughout the years. Sabalenka with an ace. All right, Sabalenka, 1 love. Swiatek is not Sabalenka. That is true. They are different people. 1 love. 1-0. They could have had the men play today also. I mean, yeah, they could have had... They should have had quarterfinal day split. I think that's the only way to get the perfect schedule would be if they split the quarterfinals over 2 days. Today was quarterfinal day 2. Tomorrow, all the semifinals. I don't know how that'd work logistically. I guess they'd have to make... Like, some players would get a little bit, I guess, screwed over. But, I mean, schedule sucks sometimes. We saw that with Draper last night. But, yeah, and then the finals on Sunday. That would be... If I could change one thing. But it's the best schedule of the 1,000s out of everything because we're going to go to Miami next week and it's going to be really hectic. And then all of a sudden it's just like they drag it out over the last 5 days. It's like a couple of matches here, a couple of matches there. And you're just like, oh, God, it's just like the tournament goes forever. They do like one final here, one final here. He's like, oh, man, Indian Wells done it right. You got to lock it in. 15 love. Sabalenka, Raducanu, Alcaraz, Sinner, Sabalenka, Sinner. Cool. 15 love. Noskova serves again. Into the front of Sabalenka. Noskova forehand cross. Sabalenka goes up the line. And then Noskova goes back down the line for a winner on the backhand side. All right, so what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow scheduled the same or different? Earlier. Goddamn. Why do they not do night semis? I thought they used to do night semifinals. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. 40 love. Has Pegula improved her first serve? She has like 28 aces in 3 matches. Is crazy. I don't know. I have to do some research on that, but maybe. I mean, 28 aces in 3 matches is pretty crazy. 40 love. As the backhand up the line goes into the forehand. Noskova goes back down the line and long, 40-15. 40-15. Is it true that Sabalenka has a hold percentage of 90% this season? I will find out very soon. Anyways, 40-15. Serve. I mean, it makes sense. I could see that. I could see that. 40-15. Double fault Sabalenka. Sorry, double fault Noskova. Sabalenka wins the point. 40-30. Let me have a look. What'd you say? 90%. Maybe. The Miami Open is going to be to interfere with March Madness. That's all right. You'll be okay. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, return goes in the forehand. Noskova. Noskova inside in forehand winner, and it's 1-all. It's also going to interrupt my sleep schedule, but I'm not crying. Everything's fine. All right, 1-all. Now let me have a look. So what did you say? You said it was... As we get an ace, 15 love. So wait, so I've got to wake up early tomorrow? Oh, 7 o'clock. All right, that's not that early. Thought I had to wake up at 4 again. Wait, hang on. No, the draw doesn't come out tomorrow, does it? From Miami. No, so I got to wake up at 6. All right. Anyways, 30 love. Good hitting by Sabalenka. Another ace. 40 love. And then a 7 volley, but the return goes wide by Noskova. And it's 2-1. So Sabalenka's got, before this week, I'm guessing, 86% of service games won, which is the highest amongst the top 100. Because there's one player who played one match and got 88%. So we won't count that. Which is higher than Raducanu at 82, higher than Kostyuk at 85%. That's interesting. Zhang's got an 81%. Pegula is at 80%. So yeah, I would say, I mean, after this week, it's got to be up in the 90s because that doesn't include this week. Let me double check if I can find including this week. I can't find. Can I find it? Hang on. I mean, this week she's won. She's won a lot of service games too. She didn't get broken in the last match. In her last match. So yeah, so this week she is at a service holds she's only been broken once this week. So I'd say yes, probably it's gone up to 90% after this week. Who broke her? Who's broken Sabalenka this week? How dare they? Who broke her? Mboka didn't break her. Did Christian? Oh no, it was probably Sakatsume, right? Oh no, that she didn't even face a break point. Christian got one of the breaks back. Must be in the first set, right? So Christian's the only player to break. I tell you, against Mboka, she faced 5 break points, didn't get broken. Osaka had 2 break points, couldn't break. Sakatsume had no break points, and Christian had 6 break points, but only got 1 break. So, yeah, Sabalenka's been unbreakable this week, 97%. And then adding that to the 87% yearly total, it's got to be up at 90, yeah. So I would say, to that question, yes. All right, 15 love Noskova. As Noskova serves in the back into Sabalenka, into the forehand Noskova. Sabalenka slice with a nice drop shot. And Noskova with a nice little flick drop shot cross forehand winner. 30 love. Whew. 30 love. Qualifying doesn't start till Wednesday. I'm pretty sure qualifying starts on Monday for the ladies. Ooh, Sabalenka return winner. Whoops. I'm pretty sure the Miami qualies either start Monday, Tuesday for the ladies, Tuesday for the men. Tournament starts Wednesday and Thursday. All right, Let from Noskova, 30-15. She serves a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand now, Sabalenka with a drop shot, and Noskova can't get there, 30-all. Sabalenka with a little chance here to get the break early in this one. Yeah, main draw starts Wednesday. Okay. All right. Sabalenka. Looking to take that early break. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Coco Gauff yet, so we'll wait and see. Also, Djokovic. I think for Miami, Djokovic and Gauff are definitely on that questionable participation. As the return goes in from Sabalenka, too strong. As Noskova nets it, it's 30-40. Grigspor, Munar, Zhang, Sonego, and Runa have pulled out. The women's list is pretty much the same as Australia, same as Indian Wells. Kazakina, Boiseau, Kudermetova, Krejcikova, Pliskova, Vondi are the big ones. So I would say I think Gauff and Djokovic are definitely the two to track for the next couple of days. There's a bit of fault, second serve. Yeah, I think Siniakova is going to play because she played doubles yesterday, but she won, right? So I don't think she's that bad. I think she was just more. Cartel's probably more of a chance of pulling out because of the hip. But Siniakova, I don't think she. I think she was more fatigued because she played doubles yesterday. So you got to think that she might just have been exhausted in that match. She did play a pretty good match against, pretty crazy match against Draper. As it a 4-4 rally. Noskova saves the break point, but then Sabalenka gets another one with a forehand winner into the open court. And it's advantage Sabalenka. Just having a look who else pulled out this week. Monfils is not playing, is he, next week? He just didn't get a wild card either. Well, he didn't want a wild card. Mahatch is on the injury list, but we've got to wait to see what happens. He hasn't pulled out yet. There's a forehand from Noskova. That's a great shot. Jeez, Noskova's got a great forehand. That is a big shot. Deuce. Just trying to look here. Anybody else high in the rankings that we need to keep an eye on? That didn't look great this week. There's a backhand winner there from Sabalenka. Another break point. Another chance for Sabalenka to get this early break. So yeah, Cartel. I think Siniakova should be okay for Miami. Cocciaretto didn't play this week, but she might just needed the rest because she's played a lot of tennis. As the return goes in the front of Noskova. Noskova hits a wide. There's the break. Sabalenka 3-1. That's the start. Schneider, was she injured this week? Bencic, Caboli are a great team. Yeah, we've got some mixed doubles going on as well, don't they? I haven't been tracking it much. Oh, Bencic, Caboli are in the final against Dubrovsky and Glasspool. Oh, Tsitsipas, Sakari made the semis. All right. Damn, all right. Oh, and Bencic, Caboli took out the US Open mixed champs. Crazy. Yeah, Bencic, Caboli are legit. They're going to play doubles together at the US Open. They have to, right? Unless Stan wants to play. And then it'll be Stan Bencic. Sakari Tsitsipas made the semi. Almost took out the number one seeds. That's a great effort. I'll tell you what, Tsitsipas is playing some really good doubles this week. Mixed and men's doubles. He's playing great this week. Tsitsipas, the doubles guy. He's turned into a doubles guy. 15-0. What's going on with the men and women's doubles? Men's doubles final. Oh, the cousins are in the final. Okay. So again, Tsitsipas, Djokovic losing to the cousins. Not a bad loss because they're in the final. Wow. They're in the final without having to play a seed. God, all the seeds fell apart in Indian Wells. They all lost. Weird. And then you got 3 versus 5 in the final for the ladies. As a return from Noskova goes out 30-15. You got Siniakova versus Siniakova Townsend taking on Krunic and Dinalina. All right. And Sabalenka with an ace. 40-15. As a return. Goes in the front of Sabalenka. She crushes it cross court for a winner. 4-1. Sabalenka. She is cruising on serve. She's only been broken the one time, as we mentioned earlier. All right. How are we doing, chat? Where are we watching from? Where are we watching from? Also, chat, after this Miami Open, we've got to do a review. Because we've got to figure out what has happened. We got to suss it. It's been lots happened. And a lot of things have happened this year. So we got to suss out what's going on. We're going to do that after Miami. But where are we watching from? We've got Algeria, Afghanistan. We've got California, South Africa, Jamaica, Hong Kong, Michigan, Norway. You're in Norway. Greg's, you're in Norway today. That's crazy. Chicago, Puerto Rico. That's crazy. We got Philippines, we got France, we got Florida, Auckland, Oklahoma, Paris, Northern California. Is that is that different to? I guess it's like Southern California. What's the difference? What's like like San Francisco or San Diego? Is that like that the difference? Way different? Okay. No, I'm just asking. Because Melbourne, it's like Victoria is a state, and you're like, oh, I'm from Victoria. But like, I guess if you're from Melbourne, or if you're not from, or if you're from like not Melbourne, then maybe it's different. It's massive different. Like if you're in the outback, Australia's just got like you live on the beach, in the city, or in the middle of nowhere. NorCal versus SoCal depends who you ask where the border is. Okay. Cool. Arizona in the house. We've got. Oh, there's a culture difference. Okay. I've only been to LA, so I had no idea. You didn't say Kazakhstan. Oh, sorry. Zimbabwe. We got Senegal, Nevada. All right, love 15. Sabalenka is not mucking around. That goes off the tape from Noskova, and she gets a little bit lucky. 15-0. Gavin owns it. Who's Gavin? Watching from down under. Hey, I live in there. I live in Australia. Yay. Yeah, where are all the Australians at? It's 10 in the morning. What are you doing? No excuse now. Double fault Noskova, 15:30. $15.30. I need this match to go over 19 games. Ooh. All right, 15:30. As we serve out wide. Oh, another double fault. That's just because Sabalenka is so scary on returns that Noskova is overhitting that second serve, trying to avoid Sabalenka's return winners. And it's 15:40 for the double break, Sabalenka. And then she serves an ace. Most aces for the tournament. Noskova. By the way, chat, you probably tell that Indian Wells is faster because look at who's in the semis. You've got Svitolina, who's the only like defensive type, and then you've got three massive hitters. So you've got the court speed increasing, and we'll find out more when the tournament ends. Like, you know, the overall stats is Noskova hits a forehand wide. There's the double break. 5-1. On the men's side, you got Medvedev, Zverev, Sinner, Alcaraz. But Medi's been there when it's slow, so I mean, maybe again, it'll be interesting to see, like, you know, service games held, you know, first serve points won, aces hit, if that's increased from last year. I'm sure somewhere that information will be available. But yeah, to see how like the faster court is affecting play, if it is at all. All right, 5-1, Sabalenka. There's a forehand cross from Noskova. Sabalenka up the line, and Noskova with a volley winner. Hit the tape, but she'll take it. I think at this point, when you're down 1-5, you'll just take that luck all day. Noskova is very good at doubles. In fact, the first time we watched Noskova was in a doubles match against Serena. All right, love 15. As with a backhand return, the backhand up the line from Sabalenka. All right, too good. 15-0. Best player on the planet. Apparently tomorrow's going to be super hot. Ooh, okay. That's good for Zverev against Sinner. We'll see if that helps Zverev at all. Because Zverev doesn't mind playing in the weather. And we still, after what happened in Australia, I think there's still questions when Sinner plays in heat, what that does. If that does it. I mean, he might be fine, but he might have learned from that experience. But yeah, that makes this Zverev matchup a little bit more interesting if it's a stinking hot day. Because they can't close the roof. 15:30, they ain't got no roof. No roof in the desert. They haven't even got my shade on center court. Just an umbrella. They should build a roof. Nah. No, we've had no delays in Indian Wells this year at all. Even heat delay, we haven't even had that yet. Don't need a roof. Why would you build a roof? Sabalenka falling goes long, 15:40. Like absolutely no reason to build a roof in Indian Wells. All right, 15:40. Break points for Noskova. She get one of the breaks back. As the return goes into the forehand of Sabalenka, and she hits an inside-out winner. And it's 30-40. As the return goes in from Noskova. Still break point here. Sabalenka in the net. All right. Noskova breaks Sabalenka. The second time Sabalenka has been broken for the entire tournament. And Noskova gets one of the breaks back. She's still down a break. But she gets back a break. The second time this week Sabalenka has been broken. Do you think Sinkeraz can ever play doubles together? They'll probably play doubles at the Laver Cup. When they both play one time. They might both play this year, doubles. All right. 5-2. Still a long way back for Noskova, but it's a good start. All right. Is this level even a tiny speeding up of the court can make a difference? At this level, okay. It's only rains 12 days a year in Indian Wells, yeah. And none of those have happened yet. It's going to rain in Miami, right? You want rain to... You need a roof. You know where we have to get a roof in Miami. What's Miami's weather looking like next week? Because I know we're going to have rain delays next week. Oh, it's raining currently. Oh, who would have thought? Thunderstorms. Oh, it's literally going to rain on day 1 and 2. Day 1 and 2 is going to rain the whole time. We're not going to start until Saturday. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wednesday, Thursday is supposed to rain all day and night. And it's supposed to start raining at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then or it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then stop raining the next night. There could be 48 hours of rain, and we're not going to get started till Friday. All right, well, hey, look. The streak gets broken by rain. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get stopped by the stupid Miami weather, and then the fact that they didn't invest in whatever that play. What is it? Oh, they couldn't invest in Key Biscayne because they wouldn't let them. But if they had built a roof over there instead of moving to a stadium without a roof, the streak would continue. The streak's gonna get broken by rain delays. That's what's gonna happen. I already know. I already know that's how this ends, chat. That's how this ends. We're gonna be on a 75-day stream streak, and then there's gonna be a full day of rain, and I'm not gonna go live because there's nothing to go live for if there's no tennis. So the streak ends from rain delays. Anyway, it's been nice. It's been pretty. I mean, 70 days is pretty good. That's not a bad streak. All right, return goes in by Sabalenka. It's 30-all. Oh, sorry, went out. God, I can't hear or see. Apparently, 40-15. Serving to the forehand, Sabalenka. That went in. And Noskova looks at the mark and says, yeah, all right, whatever. So, yeah, today's day 72. Also, happy Friday the 13th. Or not. I don't know. 40-15. There's a return for Sabalenka. It's back in Noskova. Noskova in the net. Sabalenka too strong. Back to deuce. Gavin ruins everything. Bro. You're suffering from like we're worldwide. We don't know who that is. Like that'd be like me saying, well, Dan ruined everything. You wouldn't know what that means. So, bro, it doesn't make sense. Nobody knows who. Is that your neighbor? Did he like mow the lawns at 6 a.m. will ruin your sleep? Like, what's up? Return goes into the forehand of Noskova. Noskova hits it long, and it's advantage Sabalenka. Advantage Sabalenka. New cards were released. No, so I don't go live if the tennis doesn't start. There's no way I'm going live, and then we only do that stuff when there's a rain delay, not when there's like a cancellation of play. Great serve, Noskova out wide. Like the rain, I'm not going to go live and then sit around watching the rain and then just do nothing. Like we only go live when they start playing tennis. So if it's a rain delay for 2 days, I'm not going to go live for 2 days. Because they're not playing. I'm not opening cards. We only open cards in the emergency situation. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Exactly, rule 3. Bro, come in here, ruin rule 3. You're ruining the rule 3. We can watch challenges. I don't think we can watch movies on this channel. I think we'll get in trouble. Look, I love Zendaya too, but I don't think we can watch that. Advantage Noskova. To just keep this set alive. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Noskova. Backhand now again from Sabalenka. Noskova goes to the forehand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka crushes it cross court. And it's back to deuce. So yeah, but anyways, we'll see. We'll suss it out. We've got the draw coming out anyway. We might not even have a match. We might not even stream before. Well, like round 1 of the tournaments, we don't usually stream anyway because there's not much going on in round 1 and 2 anyway. So there might not be any good matches to watch anyway until the second round anyway. Could I say anyway again? Drink every time I say anyway. That's 5 already. All right, deuce. As a return from Sabalenka goes wide. Advantage Noskova to just keep the set going. It's been 33 minutes. God, I tell you, they got to turn the lights on here because it's so overcast. It is so overcast. This is not a night session. Wait, the sun hasn't gone down? I'm not crazy. I thought it was Sunshine Paradise. Yeah. Not today. Backhand return goes to backhand of Noskova. She hits a drop shot in the net. It's deuce. Oh, we get the deuce. Noskova just hanging on in this, keeping this set alive. As the return goes in net by Sabalenka. Pardon me, it's advantage Noskova. Tennis Talk Classic matches keep the streak alive. Now look, after 70 days in a row, I think we all earned a break. Noskova with an ace, and she holds serve. 5-3. Sabalenka's going to serve to take the set. Second set again. Sabalenka's had a bunch of set points too. Oh, man. She serves a fault second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Okay. Love 15. Good serve into the front of Noskova. Oh, what a return! Noskova says sorry. I don't think she didn't mean to hit it that good. That was a great return winner, though. Inside out forehand winner. What a shot. Love 30. Remember, Sabalenka's only been broken once to now. Love 30. As the return goes out by Noskova, 15-30. As the return goes wide by Noskova, 30-all. As the return goes in the front of Sabalenka, Noskova into the backhand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka crushes a backhand cross court. And it's 40-30. Another set point for Sabalenka to take the first set. And our women's final is on Sunday. Men and women's finals on at the same time. Same day, not same time. Ace to finish, all right. All right. Noskova's got to be pretty happy with the end of that set. She played a lot better, and she was in that set a lot more, but she just had given Sabalenka the double break, and that was the difference. But Sabalenka takes the first 6-3. Noskova slowly starting to turn things around. All right. 6-3. We had 11 winners, 11 errors from Sabalenka, 8 on the forehand side. 7 winners and 13 errors from Noskova. 6 aces Sabalenka, including that last one, and 2 aces for Noskova. Noskova is only winning half her points on serve, though. Sabalenka 72% of first points won on serve, first and second serve. All right. Please explain inside out. Great question. Oh, yes, okay. Yes, I will. All right. So, inside out. So when you hit let's go with forehand, right? Because that's much easier. So, your backhand, wait, how do we do this? So this is your, oh my God. We'll go with the right-hander, right? I got to think of my brain. Okay, so we got backhand to backhand, right? Wait. Backhand to backhand. So an inside-out forehand, right? So if you're going backhand to backhand with this person, right? Backhand to backhand is running around and hitting a forehand instead, but going that same direction. So that's inside out. So hitting the ball inside, like not cross court. So cross court is when you're going like, forehand to forehand this way, or backhand to backhand for right hand is, this way. But inside out is when you hit a forehand or a backhand. Not cross court. It's like the opposite of cross court is inside out. That makes sense. Inside in is when you hit a forehand or backhand when you run around that backhand and hit a forehand inside in. So that's inside in. That's inside out. For a right-hander. It's the opposite for lefties. But does that make sense? Any questions? Does that make sense? Take notes. Be on the test. Okay. Do love watching. I'll tell you someone who hit a really good inside-out forehand. Andy Roddick. Like, he'd run around and just like crush it. So much fun to watch. Shapo hits good inside-out forehands too. Sabalenka with a good pickup and wins the first point of the second, love 15. Is it still cross-court, shot or no? Well, it is because it's diagonal is across the court, but it's just a different variation of a cross-court, if that makes sense. All right, forehand now from Sabalenka goes into the backhand of Noskova. So yeah, another way of explaining it would probably be if you're both right-handed, is hitting your forehand from the backhand side or from the... You know what? I'm not going to confuse you. Just what I said just then. That's all that you need to know. Any questions? It made sense. Yeah. Look, when you see it in reality, it makes more sense, but I can't show you that. 15:30. As Sabalenka tries to get the early break, Noskova has to hold this game. I thought it had to do with spin direction. The ball spin direction. No. I mean, you can hit a slice inside out forehand. It's just direction. It's not about spin. It's more ball direction. Yeah. Anyway, it's 30-all. Hard to pull off. Yeah, because it's hard to control. It can get a little... hitting it inside out. You can do it on the backhand side too. Federer hit a great backhand inside out. And Sabalenka hits a drop shot. And then slice from Noskova is a lob, but it's long and it's 30-40. Also depends on court position, because if you're standing, if you hit a backhand to their forehand, it depends on where you're standing, whether or not it's inside out or not. You could be standing in the middle of the court or closer to your forehand side, and then hit it their forehand would be inside out. But if you're closer to the line, it'd be down the line, right? So it's just, part of that as well. 30-40, break point. There's a bit of fault from Noskova. Second serve. And the return from Sabalenka goes to forehand. Noskova in the nets. Sabalenka gets the break. All right. One love. Sabalenka was setting a break. Now the second semifinal starts in an hour, so we got to wait for that. If Sabalenka wins this one in straights, if you had to spend your last $200 on any matchup, what would it be? Ever? Federer Nadal. Specifically in the 2000s. Oh, currently? I mean, probably Sinner Alcaraz, because every time they play, it's going to be significant, right? Yeah, Sinner Alcaraz, because that's going to be a rivalry that's going to be spoken about, like Sampras Agassi, like Borg McEnroe, like Edberg Becker, like Federer Nadal, like Djokovic Nadal. Like, that's going to be, it already is, right? One of the rivalries of all time. So I'd spend $200 on that to say, like, oh yeah, I saw them play live one of their many, historic matchups. Grand Slam final between Sincaraz, specifically I might have to go to the Australian Open if they play. Because now that you've mentioned it, I might have to go to the Australian Open if Sinkeraz play the Australian Open final, because they've never played that yet. It's the only one they haven't played yet. I might have to actually go instead of streaming. Maybe in 5 years. 5 years. 20, you know what? 2030. Right? 2030. I'm taking a risk. They might play before then, but in the 2030s. Chat, weren't we supposed to have flying cars by now? 30-15. Sabalenka tries to consolidate. 45 minutes played here. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka gets a backhand cross-court winner, 40-15. All right, 40-15. Fault second serve. Serving to the forehand of Noskova. Up the line from Sabalenka. Noskova goes again to the backhand of Sabalenka. Backhand of Noskova. As Sabalenka drop shot. Noskova's going to get there with a slice backhand winner. Great shot down the line. Good pickup. 40-30. 40-30. Serve is an ace. All right. Sabalenka. 2-love. 2-love. All right. 2-love. Sabalenka in the second. With the set and the break. By the way, chat, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost at 290K, which is cool. We're ahead of schedule when it comes to 300K as the goal for the year. I think we're on schedule. As Noskova with a good serve, 15-love. Have any big rivals played every Grand Slam final against each other? Nadal, Djokovic. Oh, wait, did they play Wimbledon final? No. Good question. Probably on the women's side, maybe more likely. It's a good question. Good question. Because Borg and McEnroe didn't play Australian Open final. Oh, 2011. Okay, sorry, they did. They played so many times, I don't remember. Okay, so yeah, Djokovic Nadal. Easy. Next question. Good question. Next question. Backhand is good, but the volley is better by Sabalenka. And it's 15-30. I can't remember if Navratilova and Evert played a final of Australian Open. They probably did. They played a lot too, right? They must have played one. Okay, so they did play the Australian Open in the early 80s. All right, so yeah, they would have played every final. It's hard because like those rivalries from the early days, most of them didn't come to Australia, so it's hard to know if they did play here. As the return goes wide by Sabalenka, 40-30. Noskova to stay in touch. As a return goes into the backhand slice of Noskova. Noskova in the net, deuce. And Agassi Sampras did play an Australian final, but they didn't play the French Open final. Or Wimbledon final. I don't think. All right, deuce. As we serve into the backhand of Sabalenka. Forehand now to the backhand of Noskova. As Sabalenka, backhand cross-court winner. Advantage Sabalenka. Advantage Sabalenka. And then, yeah, Federer and Nadal didn't play a US Open. Federer Djokovic, I don't think played a French Open final. Did they play an Australian Open final? I don't think they played an Australian Open final either. They played a lot of semi-finals. All right, return goes into the forehand of Noskova. Forehand from Sabalenka goes wide. Oh, that was this close to being a double break. Yeah, Sampras never made the French Open final. He made, I think, a semi-final once. But it's probably no surprise. I mean, back in the day, the style of tennis plus the court speed didn't match the style, right? You know, clay, serve and volley tennis and clay. Very interesting to know who was the last player who serve and volleyed to win Roland Garros, because that's got to be 80s. I'm trying to think who in the 90s won the French Open as a serve volleyer. I don't think anyone. Pure serve volley, probably no one. Maybe in the 80s, because look at like all the players on the men's side. On the women's side, maybe it's more obvious, but yeah, I mean, we're so used to having a baseline tennis rule the world, but when serve volley tennis was the thing, Roland Garros did not favor those players much. All right, Noskova holds 2-1. So let me have a look. Going back, so Gustavo Kuerten was not serve volley. Musta, not sure. Lendl, not really. Verlander, not really. Borg? Was he the last serve volley to win the... Was he a pure serve? He was more a baseline, though, right? He wasn't... I mean, maybe never? Laver? I don't... Yeah. Because Chang was a baseline, Courier baseline, I think Bruguera was baseline, Moya, all the last 30 years have been baseline. But yeah, maybe Musta. I don't know but did Musta serve and volley much? Hey, someone bought their dog. Oh, we love that. Jannik Noah, was he a pure serve volley though? Maybe Jannik Noah, 83. I mean, I'm not saying that Verlander didn't serve volley, but serve volley. I'm talking like a Pat Rafter or a Pete Sampras, right? Who that's what they did. That was the thing they did the most. They didn't stay on the baseline much. If Bruguera never went to the net, okay, so it didn't happen in the 90s. It probably back in the 80s. Yeah, Borg was baseline. Yeah, so again, it's not just like Pete Sampras struggled. Like it was before his time that serve volley tennis on clay didn't do at Roland Garros didn't do well. I haven't watched much Musta, so educate me. Setting a break for Sabalenka. Sun's starting to come out. Is Jannik Noah the father of Joachim Noah from the Bulls? Yes, he is. Yeah, Mac lost to Lendl in the 84 final, but I don't think Lendl was serve and volleying. He wasn't a serve volleyer, was he? I mean, Mac wins that one, you say it's Mac, right? But, yeah. Yeah, I got to watch some more Thomas Muster because I've never... It was before my time, so I didn't really watch any of him. All right, 15 love. I know that he had that that accident that busted his knee, and then he trained to come back. As we get a forehand winner there from Sabalenka. 30 love. Serve it to the back end of Noskova. Forehand from Sabalenka in the net. 30-15. Serve again. As the return goes out. 40-15. Sabalenka to keep that break. And then an ace. Sabalenka 3-1. All right. By the way, chat, I know we talked about yesterday. We'll probably talk about tomorrow. I think we all agree, right? Draper's hindrance call was tough. Did we hear Medvedev comment on it? I didn't see anything. Did he say anything, or did they ask him, or did... I know Draper didn't do a thing, right? So he did comment on it? What did he say? Love 15. He talked a bit about it in the press conference. I didn't see anything. After that match, I left the house. All right, 15-all. Good serve, Noskova. All right, nice serve again from Noskova. Another ace, 30-15. As Noskova serves again. There's a double fault. As that goes in it by Noskova, 30-40. Serve again. First serves a fault, second serve. As the return goes out by Sabalenka, we get the deuce. All right. I think Sabalenka is pointing at the door? Is she pointing at the... Is it like somebody moving a door, opening a door? Backhand return goes out by Sabalenka. And it's advantage Noskova. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. He said after the match that he thought it was excessive, but as many calls had gone against him in prior, that having one fall his way was maybe fitting. Okay. All right, deuce. Great return from Sabalenka. Serving to the backhand of Sabalenka. Volley from Noskova is good. Sabalenka forehand goes long, and it's advantage Noskova. Mehdi said he should have said something in the moment. It happened, not played on. But yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, so he was basically saying most of the things that we were saying yesterday. All right, first serve, default, second serve. As Sabalenka comes in, puts a forehand cross court for a winner, and we're back to deuce. All right, so let me have a look here. Medvedev, by the way, is very good at like breaking stuff down. As did a backhand slice from Sabalenka as a winner, and it's advantage Sabalenka for the double break. As a default from Noskova, second serve. As Noskova, second serve, ace. Back to deuce. Okay. Sabalenka return. Noskova goes backhand down the middle. Sabalenka with a slice. And then Noskova comes in and puts away the volley. Advantage Noskova to stay in this match, really. Yeah, everything that Medvedev said. Look, Medvedev is a very good, he is a very thoughtful, and he doesn't just say things. He thinks them through. He's a logical talker. Noskova to win a 3-2. So everything he said there, what they both should have said, Draper should have blamed the umpire, and Medvedev should have said it was the umpire's call. It had, the players shouldn't have been Medvedev shouldn't be getting flamed for it, if anything, and no one is flaming him, but, By the way, I think the stupidest thing I heard, was, everybody being like, well, Draper did that one thing once, remember? And I'm like, yeah, okay, so Cincinnati 2 years ago doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, Draper Remember that Draper call against FAA? And I'm like, who gives a shit? That has nothing to do with this. Like, people bringing that up were like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing? It's so dumb. Oh, now it's like, because this happened, that happened. Who cares? That has nothing to do with it. UK tennis media default response is, what? Okay. Mehdi would make a great commentator. Oh, yeah. He will definitely be. He should be like a special comments person for sure on TV. Yeah. All right, Noskova's still down a break. Sabalenka up a setting a break, but Noskova's hanging in, keeping it close. Yeah. See, this is where I wish that umpires did press conferences, because the umpires never, ever have to answer questions about their decision making. And yeah, okay, it would be harsh, but it's just, I just don't think. I feel like most other sports, maybe not other sports, but like, I feel like other, maybe not, I don't know. Does it happen in NBA? Does it happen in football? I don't know. But like, I feel like umpires should be, they just don't get, they don't get held accountable as much as, you know, they leave the match and like, yeah, okay, people bitch about it, things online, but you never hear from the umpire why they make a call or, you know, if they miss a call, right? Love 15. And look, I think if anything, the what happened yesterday exposed kind of like a bit of a loophole in the rule. They need to fix that. As we had a great serve from Sabalenka, 15-0. Like, I think most of us agree, right, that reviewing a call, a hindrance call, after the point, after a long extended point, when you're going back to like, oh, but the second shot of the rally, he did the thing. That shouldn't be allowed. It should be called in the moment. And if it's not called in the moment, or if the umpire doesn't call it, you know, like the umpire didn't see it. So like the umpire is supposed to call that stuff, right? And I don't think Medvedev, like, just like anything, Medvedev let the umpire officiate and they made the decision. It's not his decision to make. So anyone crying about, oh, he should have given up the point. Why? It's not his job to give the points out. That's the umpire's job. He just referred to the umpire because it's their job. Like, I don't think it, like, you know, and you know, oh, Carlos would have given him a point. Okay, cool, good for him. But Medvedev doesn't have to do that. Nobody has to give points out. It's the umpire's job to determine whether or not somebody wins or loses a point, whatever way it is. It's not Medvedev's job to be like, oh, here, have a point. Like, okay, you could do that, and everyone's like, yay, wow, sportsmanship. But at the end of the day, they're trying to win. So, you know, not everybody. It's not like Medvedev. Then Medvedev. Anyone saying that Medvedev cheating or anything is an idiot, because that's not good. He didn't cheat at all. What are you talking about cheating? Cheating? He asked for a review because there was a hindrance that he thought, and the umpire made a decision. Medvedev didn't make the decision. Cheating is, you don't know what that is. Like, cheating is, that's not cheating. He asked a question. The umpire answered his question. Again, umpire. It's the umpire's job. Umpire made the call. You talk about the umpire. It's the umpire, not Medvedev. It's umpire. 40-30. And Draper going like this was not to distract Medvedev. It was that, like, he looked at the umpire and was like, was that ball out? Was that ball in? And then he's like, oh, I guess so. And then kept playing. He wasn't trying to hinder Medvedev. He just threw his arms in the air like, oh, I thought that ball was out because it hit the baseline, and, you know, and he's like, oh shit, the rally's still going. So he wasn't doing anything either that was trying to distract Medvedev. Did it distract Medvedev? The umpire should have made the call straight away. They didn't. Then they corrected it in hindsight after 6 more shots, and yeah. Lock in, Cam, please. can you stop telling me how to run my channel? We're having a conversation. You just butt into conversation where, no, stop talking about what you're doing. We're going to talk about something else. We're going to do this, the other thing. It's like a little kid going, Mom, watch me do a backflip. Relax. We're just having a conversation. The adults are talking. Relax. Advantage Sabalenka. Do you think tennis umpires are inconsistent? Well, look, when you've got like so many different umpires, there's always going to be different. Like some of them are a bit stricter. Some of them are a little bit more lenient. We see that with the time violations. We see that with other things. So you just got to... The umpires can't all be exactly the same way. Like another umpire would have made a different call, maybe. Maybe they would have called the hindrance. Maybe they wouldn't have called the hindrance. Wouldn't have let Medvedev challenge it, right? Who knows? As Sabalenka gets a 4-2. So like all the umpires are slight. We know that because we watch all the tennis and we know the umpires, this one's strict. Time violation, 0 means no more time and you're getting in trouble. And then there's some others that like kind of a little bit more lenient. And then there's, some that like to get more involved, or there's some that like, a bit more cautious when, it starts raining, for example. We know these things. The umpires all have their slight different, within their rule book, right? They do, some are a little bit more lenient, some are a little bit more strict, They're not all going to be the exact same, Anyways. And that's the end of the conversation. Good return from Noskova, 15 love. And scene. All right, Noskova still in a break here. Setting a break. Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, probably lucky that it wasn't at like 5-all in the third. If anything. Probably lucky that it was 5-all when Medvedev was winning and Draper looked stuffed. Yeah, it sucked that Draper couldn't, might have screwed him up for not winning the second, but I don't think it ruined... Like, the match was probably still going to Medvedev. Very likely. As that goes out by Sabalenka, 30 love. As we serve again. Fault, second serve. As a return from Sabalenka, inside out winner. Beautiful shot. 30-15. All right, 30-15. By the way, we've still got about another 45 minutes till the next match starts. So, if this set if Noskova could break back, we can watch the next match straight away. With no delay. First serve is a fault, second serve. As a return from Sabalenka, too strong, 30-all. As a return gets a drop shot of Noskova, and that's just too good. Nice work, Noskova. Great combination of shots. And it's 40-30. Sabalenka hits in the net. Noskova holds. But Sabalenka has the break. All right. All right. All right, how are we doing, chap? How are we doing? Andrescu-esque forehand drop shot there. That was good. We're good? That's good. Noskova doing pretty well. Yeah, I mean, Sabalenka is the best player on the planet. Noskova is hanging in. The problem is that Noskova's been broken early in this in these sets, which has left her in a bit of a hole. Had she not got broken early, and she had held serve, when she got broken, she would be in front right now. And we'd be talking about this match a lot differently. All right, Sabalenka serves again. Let's see if Noskova can try and get back on serve. Remember, she's only been broken twice for the entire tournament, Sabalenka. But one of them was in this. One of them was in this set. Or in this match, sorry. So, let's see. Serve. Into the backhand of Noskova. Lob goes up, but long. 15-love. And yeah, we've got the next match in about 30 minutes, so we'll see what's up. $15-love. Serving to the back of Noskova. Lob goes into the forehand of Sabalenka. Noskova with a slice. Sabalenka inside out forehand. Noskova puts up a lob. Bounce smash from Sabalenka. Too good. 30-love. The winner of this will play the winner of the next match between Raducanu and Svitolina, who've only played once on a hard court, which is kind of weird. Made a fault, second serve. As the return goes to the backhand, Sabalenka in the net. Great return from Noskova. All right, serve again. As Sabalenka serves. And Noskova gets it back into the forehand of Sabalenka. Noskova goes to the forehand of Sabalenka, who hits it in the net again. All right. Noskova hanging in there. She's had a couple of good deep ground strokes to force some errors. 30-0. Sabalenka with a fault. Here's a chance. Second serve. As we get a return into the back of Sabalenka. Backhand now from Noskova. As Sabalenka backhand up the line goes long. All right. From 30-love to break point down. $30-40. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Into the back end of Noskova. Return goes out. We get back to deuce. That was a bad miss by Noskova. A big opportunity missed. To miss the return on a second serve. It was a good second serve, but to not get Sabalenka to at least play a shot is that's tough. All right, and then the serve from Sabalenka. Advantage Sabalenka. The ace. Sabalenka with two big serves, and she takes the 5-3 lead. Keeps the break. Now Noskova serving to stay in the match. 5-3. Brutal. All right. Noskova serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Sabalenka. Return goes wide. And it's 15-love. All right. 15-love. And a double fault. No, 15-all. What a disaster class from Noskova. Really? Okay. 15-0. Good return by Sabalenka. Noskova in the net. 15-30. Sabalenka wants to get out of here right now. Get to that final. Oh, Andreescu wins. Nice. 15-30. As the return goes in the net by Sabalenka. 30-0. Serve again, Noskova. She serves an ace. All right, Noskova. Serve comes to the rescue. 40-30. To make Sabalenka serve for this match. Serve. Into the forehand of Sabalenka. Noskova hits the winner. All right. Noskova does well to hold and make Sabalenka serve for the match. She's playing the number one player in the world. That's not a disaster. 100%. 100%. It's a disaster for your bank account. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's a disaster because I picked her and I probably should have not done that, and I should have just bought a coffee with my money instead. All right. I mean, Noskova is playing Sabalenka. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. How's the race to world number one looking? Because Sinner playing for 3 points, and Alcaraz is defending semi-final from last year. If Alcaraz losing tomorrow, we'll talk about it more. But if Alcaraz keeps winning, Sinner's got no chance of getting number one anytime soon, right? Because the thing with, or at least not until like, maybe Roland Garros or Rome or whatever. But yeah, remember that, okay, Sinner's got a lot of points to gain, but Alcaraz also is defending everything that he's done. So he's got to, it kind of goes a little bit both ways. Sinner's got to do really well at the tournaments he has points to gain, which is every tournament from now on until Roland Garros or until Rome. But also he needs Alcaraz to have a bad loss so that Alcaraz loses points from Monte Carlo, points from... Because Alcaraz has got Madrid. He didn't play Madrid. So he's got that up his sleeve. He's also got Miami points up his sleeve because he didn't play well last year. So Sinner doesn't just need to do well everywhere. He needs Alcaraz to do bad somewhere. He needs Alcaraz to have a loss at like Monte Carlo or probably Monte Carlo is the only one that Sinner can sort of maybe catch up quicker. I think there is probably mathematical chance if Sinner does this, and this, but the thing is, if Alcaraz wins Indian Wells, he does well in Miami. Even if Sinner wins Miami, I don't know. It'll probably depend on if Alcaraz makes it like quarters or not. We've got to do the math next week. 30 love. Sabalenka serving for the match. But yeah, if Alcaraz keeps winning, it's going to be very hard for Sinner to be number one. And the time is ticking as well because Sinner's only got, 4 tournaments left after this? He's got 3 tournaments left after this. All right, 40 love. Too good. Sabalenka. In an hour and 26 minutes to take her spot in the final again. All right. 40 love. As the return winner by Noskova. That's one saved. 40-15. As a bit of fault second serve. Second serve in the backhand, Noskova return. Into the back of Sabalenka. Noskova backhand into the forehand of Sabalenka as Noskova goes up the line. Sabalenka back into the net, 2 saved, 40-30. Match point number 3. Match point number 3. Sabalenka. Into the forehand Noskova. To the forehand Sabalenka, who hits it inside out for a winner. Sabalenka gets to the final again. Back-to-back finals at Indian Wells. I think, did I read that correctly, that she's the first player to go to back-to-back finals in a long time? Let me check. Ever? Why do I think Swiatek went back-to-back? Didn't she go back-to-back? No. No, Swiatek didn't go back-to-back. I think she's the first player in the history of the Indian Wells tournament to go back-to-back finals. First number one. Sorry, first number one, not first player, because there's players that have made the finals twice. I think Kuznetsova might be one of them. First world number one to go to back-to-back finals on the women's side of Indian Wells. So there you go. Sabalenka is... she's a serious number one. She is one of the best. Well, in recent times, she's been one of the most consistent number ones we've had. All right. GG's. Good win. Very good win. If ever Sabalenka will not be the champion, will she have the records of most finals and no championships in Indian Wells? I know there's players that have made 3 finals before and never won one. So yeah, she's equaled that. If she has 4 finals, no titles, that'll be a record, I think. 1 and 2 final would be great. Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, yes. But also, like, Swiatek's number 2 right now still. At least for this week. Sunshine double still on? Yeah. All right. Well, now, what we're going to do, because we don't have that much time. They kind of did fill in the time. We've got about 20 minutes until our second semi final, which is great. I was a little worried there that we're going to be hanging on, holding on, and waiting around for a while. Raducanu Svitolina is coming up next to see who plays Sabalenka. Career high ranking. Who for Noskova? Are you talking about You're talking about for Raducanu? Yeah. They got to 19 games. That guy who bet must be happy. Yeah, good. Hey, look, good week for Noskova. She had a really good week. Second 1,000 semi-final. First Indian Wells semi-final. She's still 13 in the world, but she's slowly closing the gap. She's only about 250 points behind top 10, which means Miami, she could get to top 10 if she has another run in Miami and other players don't do well. So yeah, she's it feels like Noskova is going to be top 10 at some time this year. It's only going to be a matter of time if she can keep the consistency. So yeah, definitely a threat. One of the many Czech players that are very good at tennis. There are so many of them. Where do they come from? Where are they all coming from? Where's the factory that produce Czech tennis players? Because they all come out of champions. She'll win a 1,000 at some point too. I think we can all agree. Yeah. I really want Sinner to get a few wins on Alcaraz. I want the rivalry to stay close. Yeah, I think that a lot of neutral fans want that. Alcaraz fans don't want that. But yeah, I agree. I think keeping the rivalry close makes it more interesting. It was a good fight from the end. Yeah. And look, she broke Sabalenka, the second player to do that this week. She just gave away the breaks too early. She was down a double break in the first set. She got one back. It was too late. And she went down a break early in the second. So, yeah, she just gave up the break a little bit too early to Sabalenka. And Sabalenka is unbreakable. Almost unbreakable this week. So, near unbreakable. So, you can't be giving Sabalenka an early lead. That will not work. All right. I'm going to send you over the next one because we've got another match coming up between Raducanu and Svitolina. The second semi-final with Raducanu, new world number 2, coming up against Svitolina, who is also back in the top 10 this year. She's been back in the top 10 I think post-Oz Open, that's when she regained top 10 status. So jump over there. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes to see who Sabalenka's going to play. That one feels like it might be closer, maybe because of the head-to-head and they've only played one match on hardcourt. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But Sabalenka 6-3, 6-4. She is into the final of Indian Wells for the third time in 4 years. Swiatek might have been the best, most winningest person here in the last couple of years, but Sabalenka is the most consistent person in the last 4 years. Making a final again. Can she finally get the win? We'll find out who she's going to play next.